Hi guys, long time no see. I just wanted to jump on here a little bit because I've been thinking a lot recently. I think no matter what your life is about, no matter what profession you're working right now, and no matter what kind of job you're working right now, I think having a career in anything actually changes your perspective on life a lot. And I think the past few weeks, having working at Starbucks, as well as being the youngest music teacher in a music academy, has made me realize a lot of things. And also because I've been teaching, by myself and through my own connections for the past couple of years now, I think I've learned so many things, and recently it's just I've been thinking a lot about it, and I thought I would share a little bit on here. No, I just came to a realization, and I just feel like it's a very important thing. I don't know. So I don't think I have told any of you guys this, but a month ago I started working 2 jobs. Then I added on being a piano teacher for music academy. I originally went there hoping that, I would be able to teach violin, but, they weren't interested in hiring a seasonal violin teacher because they didn't have a permanent person to fill in after I was gone. Even if I teach piano, I thought, oh my god, this is still such a great opportunity because I get to put my skills to use and have experience teaching kids, even though it's not for violin. And it makes me kind of happy that I am realizing these kinds of things so early on in life. Oh my gosh, if people that know me now knew me 5 years ago, oh my goodness, they would be surprised. I never initiated conversation, never ever wanted to play violin or piano in front of people unless I was forced. Never ever would have thought, I could talk to someone I didn't know, hold up a conversation. I think, yeah, I was painfully shy and introverted, and yeah. My teaching audience is usually younger kids. Like, I've taught 6-year-olds. I think I've even taught 4-year-olds. That's where I'm at. I teach intermediate and beginner levels. Never really taught advanced. So this is what I see in almost every single person that comes in. The more I see it, the more it makes me so sad. The majority of kids are like this, and even then, some of them, even when they grow up, they're like this as well. And it's that people are so painfully afraid of failure. I think the thing that makes me realize this a lot is because life comes with failure, it's inevitable, but in music, there's inevitably more failure than success. That's just the nature of music. You get notes wrong, you get rhythms wrong, anything possible, it can go wrong. No matter what it is, in terms of playing or even in terms of opportunities, like you didn't get that teaching job, you didn't get that summer camp opportunity. And I think that's something you humbly have to accept before you deep dive into music. It's so sad because I think even people not in music are so scared of failure from a lot of things. When I look at these kids, I think, oh my gosh, I wish they would not be so scared of failure. But at the same time, even when I say that, my own professor tells me, hey Ellen, you really cannot be that scared of failure. And that really makes me realize, like, at that stage as a kid, you're so terrified of failure. And now, even as a college student, I'm still afraid of failure, of course. And my teacher looking down at me is thinking the same thing. Oh my gosh, this girl is so afraid of failure. That's going to hold her back so much. And I've already progressed this much because I can feel that same feeling my professor has looking down at me when I look down at these kids. I mean, not looking down, but like observing these kids and teaching them. And I am so thankful for that development I have made, because I know that one day, a couple years ago, I was exactly in their shoes. And throughout the last couple of years, I think I've really developed a lot of my personality and my values, my own thoughts and opinions about how to live life, my own philosophy, I guess, of sorts. One thing that I come to realize is if you think too much about the outcome, think too much of having success after the first try. And you care too much about that outcome, and you think too much about, you know, what people are gonna think about you, what your parents are gonna think, what your teachers are gonna think, what your siblings are gonna think, what your friends will think. There's just no room for growth, no chance that you will reach your full potential. Life is short, seriously, and life will just end like that. Life will just end with you thinking about other people, worrying about what other people will think of you. And if it just ends like that, you'll never have the chance to live for yourself. You'll never have the chance to become the best version of yourself. And who is going to raise you up to be the best version of yourself if you're not going to do that yourself? And I think that's a harsh reality that we have to accept. You have to know how to fall and stand up again to reach success and run, is what my professor always tells me. And being a people pleaser honestly is not bad. The idea of thinking too much, thinking about other people too much, it's a good quality to be considerate, but it's not a good quality to be considerate to the point that you are damaging yourself. What I like to think about it is too much or too little of something or some characteristic, any component, is not good. Everything is best at regulated amounts. This is true for literally everything. When I'm teaching as part of the academy, I have very different students back to back, actually. I have one kid who has a little bit of trouble learning, but he is so focused when it comes to piano. I can just tell that it makes him so happy, and he just smiles whenever he plays. And even when he can't get something, he just laughs and he goes, "Oh no, like I didn't get it." He gets it, I clap for him, I say, "Oh my gosh, good job, you got it." And he goes, "Yeah, I got it." And it's just so happy to see. Even when he doesn't get it in the end, he plays loudly, he plays confidently. And that's what I love about it, because he's not afraid to make mistakes. He's not afraid to make a mess. And so as a result, he knows his mistakes. He can fix it, and then after that, it gets rolling, you know. And then the student I have right after him plays all the pieces that he's already kind of mastered the first couple of minutes of the lesson. And you know, I don't really have too much to say about it because I know that he knows the notes and I know he can get all the rhythm. But then we get to the piece that he's not so comfortable with. It's been a few weeks since he's started learning it. The change in his posture and the change in his confidence level just depletes so much. With a scrunched back and leaned forward like this to see the music, and his dynamic level softens so much to the point where I can barely hear him on a grand piano and the lid is fully up. And the thing I just wanted to tell him is, please don't be scared to mess up, because if you mess up, then we can just go back and fix it. And of course I don't want to undermine his feelings, but to be a musician, to be a person, means that you have to be fine to sometimes like take a step back and start over and realize what you did wrong, own up to it, acknowledge it, and fix it. That's why every time when I have a student and they mess up, even if it's multiple times, I tell them, hey, it's okay, let's start from here. And I really, really hope that one day my students take that as it's okay to make a mistake, even in front of your teacher. In any setting, it's fine. And I really hope they find comfort in that, because I didn't realize the depth of that until now. Quite a moment, I will say. And I feel like this kind of mindset will travel with you wherever you go. Like, if you're scared of making a mistake, you may never step out of line to do something that you've ever wanted to do or take risks. And that is just so sad to me. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but the moral of the story is never stop bettering yourself and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like, I was sitting after lesson thinking, oh my god, like, I am so wise. I just had this realization. But now that I talk all about it, maybe it's not that big of a deal and it's common sense after all, but maybe not, so let's see, I'll put it out there still. YouTube is my public diary. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for being here for my journey. Bye.